Plyometric training versus traditional resistance training in the improvement of upper body strength and muscular endurance in adolescents. The purpose of this study was to determine through comparison the effectiveness of plyometric resistance training program versus that of a traditional weight training program in the development of muscular strength and endurance in adolescent boys. This was assessed by evaluating the number of push-up repetitions performed by participants before and after treatment. Over the last 30 years, research has determined resistance and weight training for children and adolescents not only safe, but to be a significant contributor to the overall physical fitness and, more importantly, physical development. Numerous studies have been conducted with the intent of determining age and physiological appropriate training programs suitable for children and adolescents ages 7 to 15. This study presented a comparison of plyometric and traditional resistance training in adolescent boys and suggests variations to strength and conditioning trainers and coaches' resistance training programs. A specific exercise, the push-up, was utilized, and it was hypothesized that the plyometric training would be more effective. The following literature review was submitted in attempts to demonstrate and support this hypothesis. The push-up, an easily learned exercise working shoulder girdle mechanics, stability, and core muscles, applying a load of approximately 7% body weight, can easily be measured. It is a cost-effective method for assessing and developing the muscular strength and endurance of the shoulder, triceps, and chest. The versatility of the push-up exercise is evident in the testing of children's and adolescents' fitness levels in our schools as early as 8 years old. Thus, the significance of which training program we apply as fitness trainers and coaches to improve and maintain this specific exercise event was our focus. Initially, we addressed studies that supported the hypothesis that plyometric training was the more effective of the two programs. Research by Chiawachi, 2014, focusing on the comparison of Olympic-style weightlifting, plyometric training, and traditional resistance training, concluded that performance improvements utilizing Olympic-style weightlifting and plyometric training were equal or greater than traditional resistance training results. Another study discussed improvements in dynamic force, power, proprioception, and kinesthesia as a result of using plyometric training program. As with traditional or Olympic-style resistance training, children and adolescents require methodological instruction and close supervision when learning proper plyometric training skills. It is suggested that between the ages of 10 and 13 is appropriate time frame for plyometric development. Furthermore, it is suggested in an article by Feigenbaum, 2014, that resistance training programs, which include plyometric exercises, have been found to enhance movement biomechanics, improve functional abilities, and decrease the number of sports-related injuries in young athletes. Finally, plyometric training consists of more sport-specific movements and improves neuromuscular execution. However, the majority of studies regarding plyometrics and strength and conditioning emphasize jumping and running. There is little research focusing on the relationship between upper body strength and endurance or the push-up and plyometric training programs. Research articles that promote training programs that exclude plyometrics in regard to the push-up performance are more prevalent. A study that addressed President's Challenge Fitness Test presented a non-traditional strength training program that, when properly conducted and supervised, reported vast improvements in student performance. Furthermore, research was conducted comparing bench press versus push-up regarding respective strength gains. Performed under the same conditions, elastic resisted push-ups and bench press similarly influenced muscular activation levels to strength improvements. The compiled literature doesn't provide clear evidence to support our hypothesis. Once this proposed study was complete, we would have suitable research to determine whether there was a correlation between plyometrics resistance training and push-up performance improvement as opposed to traditional resistance training programs. On to our methods. 3 groups of 8th grade boys were selected. One group trained for triceps, shoulder, and chest endurance improvement utilizing a resistance or weight training program. The second group applied a training regimen of strictly plyometric and bodyweight exercises, and the third group was a control group, which conducted normal physical education period activities. Each group consisted of 25 boys, aged 13. The preferred height and weight was restricted to 110 to 130 pounds, and between 5'6" and 5'10". The selected participants were untrained. The study duration was 10 weeks. Training sessions lasted 45 minutes, 3 times a week, during the participants' physical education period. Certified strength and conditioning professionals were assigned and conducted preliminary blocks of instruction to ensure proper and safe technique. These trainers supervised and monitored the participants throughout the study with a 1-to-5 coaches to student ratio. Each group conducted a warm-up including jogging, dynamic stretching exercises, calisthenics, and preparatory exercises. Each training session concluded with a 5-minute cool down, including dynamic and static stretching. Both training programs consisted of 4 chest, tricep, and shoulder specific exercises, 3 sets of each exercise utilizing 10 to 15 repetitions with a 30-second rest period between sets and 2-minute rest intervals between exercises. In the traditional resistance training group, variables of volume and intensity were selected based on recommendations and experience of local physical education departments and strength and conditioning professionals. During the study, participants were encouraged to increase the amount of weight lifted and to attain muscle fatigue within each designated repetition limitation. The plyometric training group performed ballistic-type push-ups, clapping push-ups, partner-resisted military presses, and medicine ball throws. Nutrition and sleep factors were not considered. There was a specific goal of 30 push-ups repetitions within a 2-minute time period. Our results. The table in front of you indicates the traditional resistance training amongst these 5 candidates slightly improved strength and endurance versus the plyometric training program, but only slightly. The mean is 23 to 24. Resistance training among adolescents has been proven to benefit not only the physiological development of children and youth, but provide stability to their psychological well-being as well. Today's elementary, middle, and high school students need more structured and regimented training programs to excel in athletics, maintain a healthy lifestyle, and succeed in the classroom. Our study selected 13-year-old males. However, research could continue with other grade levels. Muscular strength and endurance and overall fitness levels in school-aged children are substandard and require attention. This simple demonstration and representation of the positive effects of applied resistance training in adolescent physical education needs to be pursued at all grade levels. In conclusion, in this study, it was determined that structured and consistently supervised and monitored resistance training, both plyometric and traditional weight training, contributed to the enhancement of muscular strength and endurance in 13-year-old 8th grade boys. Traditional weight training demonstrated slightly better results than did plyometric and bodyweight training. The credible find was that both programs equally produced desired improvements and that a structured resistance training program functions with or without weightlifting equipment. For references, see the attached list.